next important type is echelon form of a matrix. What is this? This is the matrix obtained by elementary transformations such that the matrix become this type, all zero rows are at the bottom. If you perform the elementary transformation making the element below zero, so this zero row should be at bottom, right? First condition is this. Second condition, number of zeros before the leading entry. What is the leading entry? The first non-zero entry. Means if you have written this matrix like 1 2 3 4, suppose this is, then 0 0 1 5, then 0 0 0 3. So first non-zero entry, like here it is the 1. In the second row this is the first non-zero element entry, and here it is the 3. So first non-zero entry in each row is called leading entry. So leading entry, the number of zeros before, like here in first row there is no 0, in the second row before 1 there are 2 0, in the third row we have 3 zeros. So number of zeros in the next row are more than the previous row. This is the must condition for echelon form of matrix. As we go down row wise, the number of zeros should be increasing, like here 2 zeros 3 0, and if we have more rows, there must be more than 3 zeros in the next row. So this is the condition that zeros should be placed in order. And the third condition is leading entry in any non-zero row are 1 leading entries. So leading entry is 1 here, 1 here, here it is 3, so we have to make it 1. How we will make it 1? We will make it 1 by dividing by 3, so it will be 1, right? So these are the three conditions. If a matrix satisfy these three conditions after going through elementary transformation, the new matrix is known as echelon form of a matrix, right? So here it is very clear from this example also that this is echelon form. How? First condition, see the first condition, the zero row where all the elements are 0 at the bottom, right? It is correct. Second condition, number of zeros before the leading entry must be more than the previous row, like in the first row no 0, in the second row 1 0, in the third row 3 zeros, so more zeros we have as we go down row wise. Third condition, leading entry. So you can see leading entry in first row is 1, leading entry in second row is 1, in third row we have no leading entry. So all the conditions are true here. So this is the echelon form of a matrix. So this is the echelon form. You remember these three conditions. Bottom row all zeros if possible, then number of zeros goes on increasing as we go down row wise, and first non-zero entry should be 1 in each row, right? Then next is our row reduced echelon form. This is again next type of echelon form. If a matrix in echelon form, if it satisfy all the three properties, and together with these three property, if it satisfy this one more property. What is this property? That where we have leading entry, that is 1 in each row, in that column where the leading entry is present, in that column all the other elements should be 0. Like in we have in the previous matrix we have only 2 leading entries, in row 1 and in row 2. So in these 2 rows you can see that the column in which they present, they have all zeros. If we make this element 0, which element? This one. So we have make this 0. So in the column where entries in the column above and below the leading one are 0. So where 1 is present, above 1 and below 1, all the elements should be 0. So that make the row reduced echelon form, right? Other three properties are same. So together with these three properties, one more property, that in the column where the leading entry is present, all the other element above or below should be 0, right? Now our next you can now here you can see the echelon form of a matrix and row reduced echelon form, so that you can understand the basic difference between these two. So here we are two matrices. In the first you can see it is a echelon form because The first condition of echelon form, 0 rows, but in this case there is no 0 row, so we don't need to follow this rule. If you have a 0 row, then you have to put it at the bottom of the matrix. Second condition, that number of 0 should be increasing as we go down row wise, like in first row no 0, second row 1 0, third row 3 0, so zeros are increasing. Third condition, first non-zero entry, leading entry is 1 in each of the rows. You can see in all the 3 rows the leading entry is 1, right? So this is echelon form. And now what is the difference between this row reduced echelon form? That in spite of all these properties, like the zeros are increasing, first non-zero entry is 1 in each row, one more condition is satisfied here, that in the leading entry column all the other entries are 0. In the leading entry column all the entries are 0. In the leading entry all the entries are 0. So where there is 1, you can see in this column, in the first column, in the second column, in the fourth column, not in the third column, because in the third column there is no leading entry. The leading entry is present in first, second and fourth column, and in these 3 columns all the other numbers are 0. So this is row reduce. Here it doesn't need, like here it is 3 written, 9 is here. So in echelon form we don't need to make all the elements 0, but in the row reduce the columns should be 0.